Hello YouTube, once again, I'm sick. It's the day after the previous stream, day 13. I've not recovered terribly much, so yeah. Again, tonight's going to be low energy. I could possibly stream for a bit longer because I know I don't have work tomorrow, but we'll see how we go as always. Let me just make sure YouTube's up and running and then we'll get going. I promise you I normally don't sound this out of breath, it's just because I'm sick. Alright, that is up and running. So, to start today, I threatened to do it on the last stream. We're going to start with some, what's the word I'm looking for? We're going back to school. Just so you know, I didn't put this on the YouTube stream yesterday, but I did take a moment after the stream to update my notes here a little bit. I deleted a couple of things, I added a couple of things here. I think I added something over here as well, but yep, classrooms, grade 4, study geography. I still need to get beyond the 4th grade. Yeah, I've deleted a couple of things, I've added the experiments there, and whatever have you. I've not done a lot of prep work before this stream, I've only done about 10 minutes, but in that 10 minutes I made this. And this is where I want to start, because this seems to tell me what symbol means what. We have a couple identified, but we do not have them all identified, and that's where I'm going to start today. So, before going into the house, let's do some homework. So, I really should have these the other way around, shouldn't I? Verinda's on the right and Moravin is on the left there. So we have 7 realms identified, but it's strongly implied there is an 8th realm in the sanctum downstairs. We'll learn that soon, I guess. So everyone's guessed Arch Aries here, and I know that's correct because it says Arch Aries and we have Arch Aries here, so let's put that one in. Verinda, Aries and Araja are below us, and then Nuance is off to the left. So Araja goes here. And Verinda, Aries. Goes there. And that's good enough. Nuance, we don't know. Then Aries is... Ben Aries may be in the same place. In fact, look at that, we don't see Verinda. That may be the whole political statement thing there, that's interesting. So let's put this here. Because we did read a bit about that in the next book that we're going to get. Alright, what do we have? We have... I don't know how to pronounce that. Krasha? Korekia? Don't know. That is over on the left-hand consonants. And this guy here, so that's going to be... one moment. That I believe is correct. And then that leaves us with 3 more. Nuance, Morajai, and Vera. So we know these 4 are correct. don't see a number against this, so unless maybe you want to count it as 4 or 7, same as the C minus here. Not sure. But the commonality between these ones, apart from those, is that. It's saying 4 of 7 here, so if a C minus is the same as 4 of 7, then it means this was given a tick, and these were given crosses. That's how I interpret that. So one of these is correct, don't know which. One of these is correct, don't know which. Two of these are correct and don't know which. So I'm probably best off working on this one, aren't I? That one can't be correct because that's nuance, so these two are correct. That's how I see that. Am I making a mistake? Comparing it to this one up here. 1, 2, 3. That one's wrong. Which means consequently this one is wrong because that is not a Raja. Those two must be correct. They have to be correct. And if those are correct, then this one here every time. Not sure I'm getting crackling in my right ear, whether that's my earphones going to electrocute me perhaps, or maybe it's just a game, I don't know. That's what I guess. And I think if I check it against all of the other students, we'll get something similar as well. So that's telling me that was marked, sorry. If that indeed is 4 of 7, then that's telling me this was marked as wrong, and this one was marked as correct. That's 4 of 7. Likewise, we see the diamond here and the diamond here, so that was marked correct. And all of these were wrong. And that's the one I worked off, and on the right hand side there, it looks like they got this one wrong. They got this one wrong, and they got that one correct. So I believe the goal of this exercise is to help us identify the sigils. And what I can do now is go back to the map. Just gonna grab these 3 things first. I should have made another copy of them, but whatever. Come on. So bad at this. I want to paste that into the background now. Really? So these three symbols, the top one there I believe is Morajai. Sorry, just need to move a cable out of the way. I'm not muted, am I? No, good. The one off the right-hand shore there is Nuance, I know that. Which means the other one, that little island there, is going to be a Vera. Alright, have I learned anything useful there? There. Can't see that, chat. As long as you can't see my pawn in the background there, it's all good. So, yeah. That basically is what I've got. I've learned that this symbol here, which I think I've seen downstairs, is Morajai. I don't believe I've seen Nuance or Vera. I really wish I had a magnifying glass to look into this thing, just to see if there's anything hiding. I know there'll be things hiding here. South key to 3 sides. People carrying coffers. Is clips in clips. 46. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff there. I don't know what it is, but I need a magnifying glass in grade 4 to check. Alright, so with that done, I've learned something at least. I hope you have as well watching this. Hopefully that'll help me solve a puzzle, I don't know, about 30 or 40 hours down the track. But we'll see how we go today. Just want to try and knock off a couple more things on my to-do list. Recall we have a delivery. Golden Gats, Kebabs, Pankakis, you're all in chat. How are you doing, fellas? Hope you're doing well as always. It starts with 8 jams. 4 from the morning rooms. Got the allowance. Shit. That's okay. Unless I got a shrine, but I'm not prepared for the shrine. Mr. Karkas says, thank you for the geography lesson. You've been meaning to brush up on your fictional geography. Good stuff. We have loads of gems. It's been forever and a day since I've seen a tomb, so let's go for that. And by that I mean I won't go down there yet, but I could maybe grab a bunch of gold inside the house or a bunch of dead ends, then come down there for a bunch of gold. I'm starting to think just how we get 270 gold coins without a freezer. Yeah, I'm still sick. We'll see how we go. Rank 1. Wow. That's huge if I can get a shovel. It's pat the dogs immediately. Best run ever. Nice. Honestly, I feel okay with all of those. Although tunnel is not that useful, I think. I'm happy with that being rare. There's no need to go in there. Hallway, we need that to be common. So I have written down the conservatory is a rook. That's probably the room that I missed. I do not. I probably wrote that down ages ago and then lost it. But without your key... Oh god, that's not good. You work out to get something nice. Good stuff. I'm sick as always, but I'll survive. Well, let's go without needing to purchase some things. Huge. Okay, note to self, I have a shovel. Do not forget that. Am I too sick to do wordplay? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's one of these. One of the other statements is false. If that's true, then there's another true box. One of the other boxes contains gems. True or false? Don't know. Alright. I don't know how to understand these. If you replace the word one in the other two statements with both, they will both be false. So that's not self-referential, so let's say that's true. Both of the other statements is false. Now let's say that's true. They will both be false. Both of the other statements are false. That's false, which is saying that the other two, that's both of the other statements are true. That still makes sense, I believe. Both of the other boxes contains gems. That's false. You're confusing me, game. If you replace the word one in the other two statements with both, that will both be false. Let's say that's true. Both of the other boxes contains gems. Okay, well that must be false. Both of the other statements are false. That's false. It's saying that both of the other statements are true. Is that right? That can't be the case then. If you replace the word one in the other two statements of both, they will both be false. That's true. Let's pretend that's true. So, both of the other gems contain boxes. That is a false statement. Both of the other statements is false. That's a false statement. If that's saying that both of the other statements are true, then that's a contradiction. Let's just pretend that's false. One of the other boxes contains gems. Don't know. One of the other statements is false, which means that could be false as well, though. Fuck. Let's pretend this is false. That's all bullshit. I'm not going to ignore that. One of the other statements is false. If that's false, then this one has to be true. One of the other boxes contains gems and it doesn't tell me where. If that's true, one of the other statements is false. Then that's a false statement there. This also has to be true. That doesn't tell me where the gems are. If that's true, then that's a false statement and that's a true statement. If that's false, then it's telling me that both of the other boxes are false as opposed to one. I've got no idea where the gems are. That's got to be bullshit. Let me try and make this true again. True. Both of the other boxes contains gems. It says it's false, and that sounds false to me. Both of the other statements are false. That's false. Because one of them is true. None of this tells me where the gems are. Am I dumb? The only box which tells me anything about the gems is this one. Kadank, how you doing? one of the other boxes contains gems. If that is true, then it's in either there or there. If it's false, then it's in there. But if you say that both of the other boxes contains gems, that's false. Are you saying that this box contains gems? I think that's the only thing that makes sense, but I have no faith in this answer. Yeah, I'm not sure how you get to that. I do not fully understand that. I don't want to make a twisty little path like this, but I might have to. Right, dead end. Oh, it could be huge. I've not forgotten that I can get a trophy for, and also a lot of gold, for drafting 20 dead-end rooms in a day, but it's going to be really hard. Okay, at the risk of killing the run, let's do that. Light the candles in here, perhaps. So I should be paying attention to see which rooms have fireplaces. I might write that down actually, because that is an experiment. Another star. And I was thinking about this today. I think we are always going to get the inkwell showing up now. Basically, we're just repeating through this pattern of all of the constellations that we had from 1 to 49. Which means maybe I can burn stars at some point. Really wants to give me the Great Hall, doesn't it? I've got 2 ways out of there, so you know what? I think I will take that. Although, that's interesting. Can I approach it from this side now? I'll try that in just a moment. Come on, game. Alright, that's actually terrible, but whatever. Alright, so we'll draft that because we have a queen in there. I would love to see the office. Those are down in the tomb. Just making sure. If I get an office, then I think I've got everything. I'm just looking at my notes to see if we can change the chess piece. No, I don't have a bishop room yet. At least I don't think I do. 1 moment. Data packet management. You may use this tool to create your own custom packet of experiments, mixing and matching from all available experimental triggers and effects. Oh, I see. So I can basically dilute the pool here. That one's super interesting. We view the map and we lose 10 steps. Might be a bit risky for now, so let's go with that. Very interesting. Remove a crate from a tunnel, that was essential. What was the other one? I mentioned the reservoir, but I don't like that. Excuse me. What else is good? The antechamber doesn't seem useful. Getting to room 46 doesn't seem like a huge goal at this time, so... I might go with that. We're still missing one. Shit. Go with that. Okay, well that's potentially huge. We get it immediately, okay. I feel like going back to the shop and purchasing as many gems as I can fit. Guess is the wrong word, but shut up. So, handle in here as well. Just gonna take a note of that. Don't know if I can come back with the burning glass on those. Right. I've seen something with the drafting studio safe. And I'm wondering if I see the same thing here, but I don't know how to express it. That would be a hell of a troll if that's the answer, though. I thought. Okay, that's not the answer, I think. I was looking at this. Small gates. Was there a gem in here? I think it was just coins. So me drafting the study was not in aid of me wanting to rotate the floor plans, it's purely to get the queen there. So this I can open. Let's go into the vestibule, but I'd like to not hang out here if I can. Really? So I say rotates, but I really should have said redraw, whatever. No, I'm not going to do that. Right, I've lost a room there. Broken lever for the, I want to say the greenhouse, but I don't want to go to room 46 today. Let's go for the billiard room. A little confused about the order of operations there. So this is 3. Is it telling me to square it now? 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Square that is 36. I didn't even see that. Should I even be playing this game? I don't know. I did not even see that subtract 10. And that should be 13, shouldn't it? Kebab, you know you've missed a lot, but what is in room 46? Room 46 is basically off the map, and it contains the crown of the blueprints, a map with a puzzle, and a ransom note. It's a really cool office. But right now I don't believe I have any reason to go there. Cloister, please. I'm getting the damn archives a lot, and I know why, but it's because of that damn constellation. That's going to unlock the door. I need a coin purse and a workshop. Okay, I'm going with that. That's going to trigger the experiments. Alright, give me a workshop, please. Just give me a workshop. That's all I ask for. Guessing the coupon book's going to be up here as normal. No. Well, that could be very helpful, but... Hello? That's a bishop room, so I really need an office and I need a workshop. I prefer the workshop. An office will let me change my piece, which I'm not using on this run. Office workshop, I should use my piece, shouldn't I? Workshop, office. That doesn't really help. Does that synergize with anything nice, I guess? Do I need power? I don't think so. Let's just open that up. What about the sleeping mask? Right, if I can find the battery pack, I can also make the electromagnets. I know I want to do the music room, but let me do that first. Huge, 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 huge. Okay, okay, we're rolling. I just need the game to cooperate now. picking up. Holy Christ, okay. Gotta go for the code check if I see that. I'll go for the rotunda. Workshop. Yeah, I'll spend the gem on that. Wasn't worth it. I'm not terribly interested in going for that because I've got enough steps. Well, let's just go for the mail room and unlock something for the next day. So there's 3 things, any of which will be very useful. And they're all blue. An office, a vault, and a workshop. Yeah, let's do that. That would have been useful to have a while ago. I will unlock the antechamber doors. Just so I can pass through that room if I need to go through there for whatever reason. So looking for a vault, looking for an office, looking for a workshop. Any of those would make this run very, very successful. That cuts me off, but I can go north through the foundation and north through the conference room. So at this point I can now go back down to the precipice and change my piece. Thought spread meant that this stuff wouldn't appear here, but okay. Oh, hang on, spread's on the computer? Never mind. I can reach that from here. Alright, spread gold. I know exactly where those are going. Alright, do we have anything here? We do, look at that, new. New and older, wow. Okay. New messages from Mick to Estates Beneficiary, that's us. 23rd November 1993. Dear Simon P. Jones, we, the undersigned, would like to inform you, as a contingent heir of Mount Holly, that while you are exploring the estate, the staff have been placed on indefinite paid leave. You have the full right and privilege to spend as much time on the estates as you deem fit, without the interruption and supervision of the staff. It is entirely at your discretion to decide when and if the staff are to return to their duties. McGuire, McKinley, and McDougall. And Babbage, what do you want? Simon, just to let you know, a few of us on the staff have a habit of using the staff announcements board that is located on the network under staff services. You may notice new announcements from time to time. This is convenient as most of the staff who are interested have access to the public terminal in Sinker, while very few, like Randolph and myself, have electronic mail capabilities. Right, you've told me nothing. But I wasn't expecting you to do so anyway. Oh, it's under here, isn't it? Sorry. today or yesterday, don't know. I can confirm that this morning as I was driving up to the estate to reset the house, I did see that the satellite was up. So it appears young master does, in fact, have complete mastery of the house. I don't think so. It's either that or the shovel. Workshop or vault, please. Alright, that's no good. I've only got one mechanical room in my house, which is the security room. That's going to remove another crate. So will that. Kind of want to go in there and see if I can solve something, but let's go for that. That is a net positive. I'll go for the classroom just to keep the run going. So this is a classroom that I've drafted from the drafting studio, and it's still grade 1. Makes sense, but it's nice to have confirmation on that, I guess. So let's go for the pool. Not yet. No sign of the furnace, so there's no point going for that. Corner room. Huge. Alright, that's progress. What is in deposit box 304? Going back for that immediately. Another passport. J ribbon. We've got to find the real passport at some point, surely. Just going to screenshot that, even though I don't believe it's very helpful. 3 boxes open, 3 passports. We do have an upgrade disc though, which is absolutely massive. Yeah, I'll take it. Not going to bother opening these just yet. Lockpick kit doing work. The furnace, I was talking about that a moment ago, but having seen it now, don't think I'll go for it. I want the damn... I want the workshop. I really, really, really want the workshop. I'll burn my gems if I have to. Nothing new there, so there may be something new at the shelter, but I don't know. What am I upgrading? The guest bedroom. Hidden effect of a random bedroom in a draft pool. That's terrible. Two ivory dice. If we have a tomb, we gain an additional 4 dice. That's huge, but this is even better. We've seen that we can get to the antechamber very easily these days, so let's go with that. That said, 6 dice, 6 free rerolls without using gems. That's also massive. Also, wait. No, I can't do the radiation measurement from here. That's a shelter thing. Alright, this run has been a massive success. Holy shit. We are about to get a trophy. It's been decades. Alright, so compass and the battery pack makes the electromagnet, which I've never made. We are more likely to draw mechanical rooms while drafting, automatically collect coins and keys when entering a room. That's pretty huge. Mechanical rooms though? Unless I want to code check that and then try for the I could do that, couldn't I? Code check would be really nice. I could try the mechanarium with that, but I need the chamber of mirrors as well. Okay. What the hell is this? Lucky purse. Doubles all the gold we find. A freezer would be very nice right about now. The trophy of invention for creating all 8 contraptions in the workshop. Amazing. How many steps do I have? 54. That's more than enough. Let me go and grab the coinage out of the conference room because it will be there. Gotta burn a lot of steps though. There it is. It's immediate. 3 of 8 to get the whatever it was at the gift shop. Shaki, how are you doing? Thank you for the GGs. The conference room is down there. Let's go this way first. Actually, that's not. That could be the freezer. Wow, okay. So the metal detector is basically worthless at this point. I was expecting that. Fuck, look how much money I've got. That is massive. It's still not enough. I know it's not enough. That doesn't work. Doesn't fit. I'm going to redraw that. I'll do it. Because, how many dead-end rooms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, nowhere near enough. We can go to the tomb, that's the thing. Actually, how much do I need to spend here? Let's find out. I might actually have enough here. I need 30. I might legit have enough money here. Shaki, you're a bit disappointed that you didn't have to craft that trophy using all the other contraptions combined. That would be kind of cool, I think. What is that electromagnet showing up there for? Gem requirement, why is that crossed out? Don't know. Emerald bracelet. That's going to ruin the experiments, isn't it? I don't know. I don't feel that's an ideal choice that I've made there, but it's fine. Let me redraw that. I'll redraw that again. I really want to go with that, but at the same time I know that's a better choice. That gives me more gold to spend in the showroom. I'll come back for that. I've already accomplished an incredible amount today, so let's go with the breaker box. That's a dead end. None of this is helpful, and I know it. I'm not sure why I entered this room to burn a step. So I was just hoping for an electromagnet going off. So now I've got to turn around. Got to go back to the workshop. The freezer is off the menu, boys. Where did those coins come from? What's going on here? Not grabbing that key automatically. Once we're done here, I can go into the Great Hall and grab whatever, but I can maybe burn a couple of keys in the locker room and get some coins in there. Let's burn a gem. Courtyard. Yeah, I'm gonna have enough to purchase the showroom. That said, I would have loved the code check to be able to store the electromagnets, but we can still get that, I guess. That's a dead end. I'm going to go with that for the re-roll so I can go for a code check. Alright, we're good. I do not need to go to the tomb, although I will, just because I can. I saved myself a couple of keys for the Great Hall. We can't use the lockpick kit for these, so I assume that we cannot use the master key for these either. Actually, we're not good. The treasure map may lead me towards some gems, not coins. You saw that on the previous stream. Huge. Well, not really, but look at how many inventory items I've got, for Christ's sakes. That's more than enough re-rolls. Open up one more and then get out of here. Alright, what's going to be in the car? This was an incredibly successful run. Never mind, we can't go to the car because we're down at the garage. I've not forgotten that there's a sanctum key in the vault, according to what we saw in room 46, so I think all I have to do is just keep finding deposit box keys, keep drafting the vault, and then keep opening said deposit boxes. The hell? Alright, fine. You're not trolling me today, game. Trophy of wealth for buying out the showroom's entire stock, including this trophy. We've doubled our trophy count on this run alone. Bloody hell. Alright. I really want to code check. What about that? We get the keys through the locked doors. Amazing. Alright, code check please. Pretty please. Why is that thing going off every so often? Don't know. Massive. Alright, Master Key, you've served your purpose. So if I put in the... we don't need that. Surprised we're still carrying it. This may be a bad idea, but I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to try maxing out the mechanarium. Where is it? Am I just blind? There it is. Powered electromagnet. That was an incredible first run, holy shit. And we have a package coming tomorrow as well. So how much gold is down here? Bearing in mind that we are carrying a lucky purse, meaning that whatever we get is going to be multiplied. That's not as much as I thought it would be. Only 50. Yeah, I really think we can... Fuck, I forgot. I can go back up through the foundation, although the boat is on the other side, isn't it? How far is it to the workshop? We do have the shoes. Did I pick up the food in the conference room? I don't recall. No, hang on, we went in there first, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 18 steps. I can go back for the burning glass. I should have made that, and that was something I was thinking about, but I'm like, you know what, it's probably not that important. Let's not worry about it. It surprises me that's not permanent. Just seeing where you're pointing to, thinking about the notes on the map. Alright, King, you've served me well, but it's time to switch. Question is what goes where. Where was the ASIC? Shaggy, what am I changing to? I'm either going to change to night or porn. The thing is, that one requires me to reach rank 8 and then we can switch, and I think that's more useful than going for Queen. So I mean, I've got no idea how rare the armory is, so I may just go for the knight for now. That there, I'm convinced almost that we need to be that to get the key to her ladyship's diary. I'm almost convinced of that. Fuck it, I'll go pawn. Knight, bishop, rook or queen. We can't choose king. But I think that's okay. Alright. So at this point I want to go... Where do I want to go? I want to go back to the workshop and see if I can light some candles. Okay, that's even less useful than I thought it would be. Wow. I suppose that means I can send the elevator down and then come back up, and am I going to see anything? I have no clue, but I'm tempted enough to check. Pretty sure the answer is going to be no, though. Where am I going? Question is, am I going to lose many steps here? Where's the exit? There's candles around here. Sure, I can light them. Also, while I'm here, we're on the ground, so I'll just toss a coin in there. Thank you, Electromagnet, for not picking those up, although I'm curious to see if we pick those up when we go outside tomorrow morning. Hopefully not. No, I can't send that down without me being in it, so that's a complete waste of time. I can definitely see a bit further in now. So that is doing something, but that's going to be a long-term project. Along with other things like my allowance and the sanctum keys and whatever else. Going 2 steps there. Just looking at my notes. I say candles in the den and the study. But honestly, I want to check out the tomb first. Yeah, this was dumb. I should have crafted something else in the workshop. Not thinking ahead. Did I pick up the fruits in here? I'm not convinced I did. That's how it works. Looking good. I don't believe I need keys for any other purpose, so I don't mind burning the last one here. Just hoping for some food, but no. Alright, gonna make a burning glass for sure. I was gonna make, given that we've got the pendants and therefore you can potentially enter with something new tomorrow. Don't have the battery pack. I don't believe I can make anything else now. The rest are asking for the battery pack. Alright, well I can start tomorrow with the burning glass maybe. I see anything on fire in here? I just burnt the magnifying glass. Just want to check something very quickly. I still have it here? No, I've deleted it. I'm thinking about what we saw in grade 3. Mind you, that doesn't help me at all, does it? That just gives me... that just lets me spell a message. I thought there might be something hiding in there which may correlate to what we saw in grade 3. Okay, study, den, and tomb. What can I do with that? 15, 14. They're saying I can get potentially stuck in the vestibule, which will be terrible, although I can go around using the Great Hall, that's not a problem. The den is down there, and then I can go out the entrance hall and try getting to the tomb. If I get a couple of sprints, then we'll be okay. I say that now the game's not giving me any. Stingy there, game, but fine. So curious. Yeah, we've got to go around this way. So it's burning all of my steps. I can't light that candle. Right, so the game hates me at the moment. There we go, there's one. That should be enough to get me through. So again, I've not been keeping track of my fireplaces. Can I light these candles? I cannot. I definitely got the burning glass. Can light special candles that ignite fuses. Haven't seen any fuses. Candlesticks above the fireplace in the drawing room. I can't go back for them now because I ran out of steps, but notes it for future. So you're telling me if I can light them, or are you just guessing? Did I try them already? I don't think so. I think I missed them. If I see them again, I'll go for them. Sure, I can light some things down here, though. Damn. No, I was thinking I can get there from the foundation, but I can't. That's alright. I've already accomplished so much on this run, it's insane. So there's an upgrade disc in the tomb. Running shoes for security? I doubt we'll get there. 43210 at best. And I've got to get out of here first. Yeah, I thought those two looked a bit sus. The rubies in them, or whatever it is. Dang. That's written in a foreign language. That has been screenshotted. And this one, I have no idea. Okay, that's going around a circular pattern. Really? That's interesting that we don't get a reset there. Wait. I see what that does, but how did I get it so that... How did I get it so that that one's swapped? What's the logic there? I'm guessing they're just moving south. Yeah, okay. That's an easy one. The purple makes me think of Viraja. given the amount of fake passports we found around here, I do seriously question if that is who we think it is. Actually, that's not our mother, that's, who is that? That's our grandmother, Clara. I suppose you have a key. Oh, there it is. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Did I miss something around Sinclair's grave? So if that's all a thing, what is the purpose of the Queen? I really thought that would be a thing because of just how useless it seemed. I might just screenshot that. I have read it previously, but there might be something that I need to solve longer term there. Alright, well, let me grab that disc. I may as well, because we may start tomorrow with it. But my goal for tomorrow, and from now on, is to try and draft all 8 rooms in the Mechanarium. Because the Sanctuary key is either there or it's in the Chamber of Mirrors. What's the quickest way back? Foundation is no help. I don't believe going through the precipice, use my words, is any help. I'll try going into security, but I think we'll run out of steps well before we get there. Unless I can find some conveniently placed fruit along the way, which was helpfully distributed by the secret garden, which I've not found during this playthrough. I'm not going to get it, unless there's fruit in the next room, which I missed. Nothing up here. Yeah, I think I... Shaggy, did you know that was going to happen? Alright, what is the clue behind that? Wow, okay. There is a safe in the drawing room. Small gates, small steps. Did I look at the drawing in the middle of the room? I did not see that. What the fuck? I definitely saw that a long time ago and like, yep, that's an interesting map, but I did not see that. Small gates, so it was. What is a small gate? And where would we even start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I thought 6, 7, and 9 were verboten. Let me check that. Where is it? Maru memos. It's finding the right memo. So, small gates are these things here, but how do we count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I can't imagine it's just 19. So if I was to try and format these into a date format, we have all walls surrounding me. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. So a 0. The issue I've got here is this appears to be 7 on this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless we count that as a single, in which case it's 5. 0, 5. 1. 7 again, but that will be compressed down to 5 if we're counting that one as a 1. So 0, 5, 1, 5. Brain not work good. That could also be something. The thing is, it gets 7 on this wall, but 7 can't be a number for the safe. 7, 14. Am I missing something? If we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Small gates, small steps. 5, 6, 7. That could count as well, couldn't it? 9. No, that counts to 9. These are small steps, or steps being taken by someone who's small. That would be a 9. And 9 doesn't work there. If that worked, let's say we count that one sensor as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Yeah, we get 7 again. Damn, I did not spot that at all. This has to be it, I just can't decode it, I'm not smart enough. That is also a small step. I mean, it's a long leap, but it's being made by a boy, like a small child, so... Maybe 8. 5. 8's 5. No, I can't count, so that's 6. But there can't be a 6 there either. I still think it makes the most sense to count this as 1. Like we have 5 paintings on this wall depicting small steps. That means this wall is 5, that wall is 0. That wall is 2. What did I say was 0515? It might be 0525. Having trouble with that lady, just counting her. 2, 3. Is it 0525? No. Ah, that's annoying. What am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't be 7. It also cannot be 9. Let me try it. 7. 7, 4. Seven, 4, 7. I don't think that's it, but if it is it, then that memo's wrong. Yeah, this one I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something super obvious. Like I literally can't count obvious, but A, I'm very sick, and B, I'm very dumb. If we count small gates, so small steps. I count 7 on this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, the small paintings up there. We've been told that we can't use 7 as a code, so if that painting is counted as 1, that brings us down to 5. On this wall we have 4, but if we employ the same logic we get 2. And on this wall we also have 7. Correction, we have 8. Fuck, I cannot count. Zero, 5, 2, 6? I thought I'd try that. No, 6 can't be a number. 6 doesn't work. We're told that 6, 7, and 9 cannot be any of the numbers. Plus, I think I tried that a moment ago. Am I miscounting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then if you bring it down by 2 there, you get a 6. What am I missing? What the hell am I missing? That's 8 on this wall, correct? There are 8 on this wall, no question. There's 4 on that wall. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I miscounting that? I see 7, 4, and 8. I refuse to believe I'm missing something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you start counting the small boys, you get 9s and shit. I'll come back to this. Damn you, game. That's alright. I can come back to that. We see the drawing room many times, and I'll give that some thought. I'm not sure what I'm missing. I think I'm missing something super obvious. I should have not mashed X there. I apologise. Should have tried 8008. Yeah, I could have. I could have. Sorry, just letting that play out. Alright, so what have I done? Candles, we know those are no good. If I can get back down to the tomb, I will do so. I suspect I'll be putting that back in very shortly. So we've also got the drawing room. There's a safe code in there. I've just got to figure it out. What carried over? I was expecting more, but honestly the key card is very useful. Once again, I've got my allowance. Give me a tomb, please. Those should remain open, which means I can go and grab the upgrade disc and the diary key. No. I'll go for a shelter. I'll check the email on said shelter. Although I've got a feeling that maybe we only get email from the office. Really? Nothing new there. Let's immediately get an experiment running. Hopefully I find security quickly. Shaki, you always try to get dice or study before looking for tomb. Almost never comes up first round, really. Study? Yeah, study would work. Study is reroll with gems. Dice are always very helpful though. $44 allowance, that's massive. Now we can't light those candles. Conservatory? No. Getting close on the parlor trophy, which makes me a happy boy. Alright, I'll go for that. The gems are in the black box. Every statement with the word black is false. Does that include that statement? Once again, I'm never sure. The gems are in the blue box. Alright, so this is one that I need to try and figure out. If every statement with the word black is false, and that's true, then isn't that a contradiction in and of itself? If that is true, then that must be false. That could be true or false. We don't know. Every statement with the word black is false. Let's pretend that's false. So it's telling me the gems are in there. Does that mean that every statement with the word black is true? Because that in itself is a contradiction. So these two are pointing at each other. Every statement with the word black is false. My brain hurts too much for this. If that is true, then that means that this is false. That's contradiction. If this is false, every statement with the word black is false. If that's false, then it means that every statement with the word black is true, but that's also a contradiction. I don't get this one. These two are pointing at each other. To me, the gems are not in here. I don't know about this. I don't get this one at all. Every statement with the word black is false. Okay, let's take that at face value. Let's say that is true. Doesn't that immediately contradict what we're reading here? Because that means that is false. That is potentially false. And we're told that... Is this going to be true or false at this point? Unless we pretend that one's false because it was true, but that makes no sense. I don't know how to interpret this one. Every statement with the word black is false. Let's pretend that's false, but that makes it true. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I do not understand that one at all. Was that the... No, that wasn't the quest bedroom. Huge. Not that that really matters. Ralphine, how you doing? The parlor puzzles get very complicated. Yeah, I do not understand how to figure those out. I want that. It's only a +2, but it's also a bunch of steps. Does mean I need to go around though. This room won't have changed at all. That remains closed up. Ah! Is that the red herring? 0. Three, 4. 5 0 5 2 that gives me 6. Let me count the children. 0 that gives me 7, and that's no good. What the fuck is the answer here? I'm so frustrated by this. So the troll here is that we've got a small painting here which gets hidden, I believe. Am I misunderstanding this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6. 8 would make total sense. But the thing is, if I counter them on this side, I get 7. What am I missing? So does this painting disappear? No, it just slides upwards. That doesn't help me at all. Never mind. What am I missing here? It's got to be something. Something super obvious. What about trying something different now? Hunched over men, ladies, hunched over man looking right, those ones are looking left. Okay, hang on. Just going to take some notes, which you can't see. No, the ladies are mirrored as well. Thinking left versus right, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. That's got to be a 0 on this wall. Has to be. If it's not, I'm not here. I'm losing my mind. Now those are facing left as well, you fucking moron. And that doesn't help me either unless we count those as... Unless we count the triples as a singular. That will give me 5. And this is what I'm working on. Goblin TB, can I hint to you? Not just yet. Not just yet. Pretty please. There's 4 men that are facing right. Although, hang on. Yeah, there's 4 individual men that are facing right. There's 2 women that are facing left. And 2 women that are facing right, which means that I get something like 5422, but that's not a date. That doesn't match any known date format that I am aware of. Can you give me a clue as to whether or not I'm on the right track? Pretty please. Ralphine says no. Is everything I need to know to solve this puzzle inside this room? I'm guessing the answer to that is yes. Ralphine, Shaggy say yes. Does it have something to do with the ratio of men versus women? If we count small gates, steps, 8 dates, 8 people bonking each other or something, 16 people bonking each other, rack 8 safes. Don't know where I'm going with that. What's I've got? Alright, it's definitely not 8008. It's definitely not that. Let me just open this up while I give it some thought. I'll go for the passageway. I have to, I think, just to keep the run alive, although I could have gone redraw. That was dumb. Yeah, don't know about this. It'd be nice if I can get into there so that I could get an additional gem on demand, but I'm not going to get it just yet, I think. Let's go in there. No sign of the code check, unfortunately. And without that, there's not much point of going for the that trophy. I'm close, really? Shit, well now I've got to go back and try again. Did I actually burn a gem? I must have burnt a star yesterday. Yes, we got the same Southern Cross, didn't we? Damn, that's not good. Yeah, okay, this run's pretty much a bust, I think. Let's just go for as many doors as we can. Oh, I forgot about the shelter. Again, I always forget about the shelter. Right, I'm probably not getting a garage. Nice. Never mind. That gives me a few more steps, but that's the least of my issues right now. Anything nice in here? That'll give me access to the antechamber. Speaking of, Oh, let me in already. Just want to get to rank 8 and switch over to night. So this is the third red room. Let's go for that. Lights will go out. Never mind, they won't. Whatever. Not protected from that, so I'll go for the vestibule just so I can get to rank 8 and keep going. I'll go with that because I don't know what the armory costs. Come on, lockpick kit, work for me, please. I wish I'd made the furnace. I've still got to do it, but I just don't feel brave enough to do it on this run. Which is weird because this run's pretty much a bust. Okay. Workshop, I want that to be a little bit more common. Parlor, that can remain as common, although I need to bump it up shortly, and secret passage I'm not really using terribly much, so I think those are okay as is. Come on. Let's go for the rumpus room. It's not going to tell me how much it costs. Right, what have we got?
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone.
Can that be me one day?
You will find yourself one day wandering these paths, walking in the footsteps of the past, wandering and waiting, searching for a shadow that will never be cast, longing for the day to end, the hours to pass. What you have heard here
Short one.
has been foreseen.
The statue and the paths makes me think of the museum.
Until the dawn of the following day,
Not sure about the station.
I will have nothing more to say.
Alright, so can't get in that side because the door is not open. And I can now potentially get trapped in the vestibule. Huge. I'll say that, but we don't have any dig points, so it's not really huge at all. That's open. What did I need for the sonic lockpick? I need the missile detector for that, in addition to the lockpick kit. I'll throw that. I'll go with that and hope for some gems. I've got nothing better to use some money on. I may as well just burn it right now. That gives me the money back, but doesn't really help me a lot. 2 keys. I do need the keys, don't I? If I find the armory, I'm going to want to spend money in there perhaps, assuming that it's a standard shop. They remain open. Let's try to lockpick kit. That was a mistake. Let's go with the courtyard because that costs no gems and we increase our luck. We also get a shovel. Yeah, I'll take that. No items, wow. This probably is not worth taking a step, but I'll try. Wow. My luck sucks today. If I want to go for the Yasik, that means I need to go all the way back to the archives to try and draft another path. That said, we can get a lot of items here, so let's go for it. I do need to be mindful that I'm low on gems. But I say that and then pick up a whole bunch in here. I think that's everything. Didn't get much out of that except a refund for my gems. Okay. Missed that. I'll take that. Just to spend some money. I do have the coupon book. Which means everything is dirt cheap. shit, that was a quest bedroom. Okay, that was done. Give me a mouse. The first of many, I hope. You like money, don't we all? All of those are awful. I'll go with that. Where is my armory? Secret passage into the armory? Yeah, that would have worked. Shit. Didn't think of that. No fonts there. Damn it. Don't think we can get much else. Graphene, but I don't want to use my stars. I want to save them up. Because I'm a weirdo. I assume that having the stars is a good thing. No dice in there. Right, I think we've cleared as many crates as we possibly can. Huh. So even that thing can't pick every lock. I've got more than 2 green rooms. That doesn't help me at all, and I know it. Plus, if I start rolling the stars, I'm just going to keep rolling them. I know that for a fact. So, I've got no idea how rare this room is. I suspect it may be rare, and the chances of me drafting it on an early rank are close to non-existent. I can't think of anything else I want to accomplish on this run though, so this will come to an end very shortly, I think. We'll go outside and check the tunnel again. I want to figure this out. I want to figure that out. Yeah, let's go with that. A lot of keys, a lot of gems. Alright, so I want to try this for sure, see what happens. And this is on my list of things that I want to test. how much do we get here? Is that all? That is paltry. Wow. Okay, I will remove that from my list of things that I need to check. That's pathetic. I was expecting something much, much more than that. Where is it? I know I wrote this down. Okay. I'm glad I checked that, but that is pathetic, honestly. We do not get the armory today. That's okay though, maybe next time. Ralphine, obviously exploiting your servants is allowed. I like to think that Simon's a good person though. Shaki, the magic of the house is overnight carpenters. You think they can afford to pay the staff well when they're rebuilding their house like Richard Garriott? You bring up an excellent point, but still. Anne Babbage is doing everything here. This is all her fault, not mine. What did I just pick up? I skipped through it. I think it was a secret garden key. There are 12 major keys though. What are the major keys? The Sanctum keys, 8, Silver key, Secret garden key, Prism key, and Basement key. We've also got car keys and deposit box keys and whatever else. Yeah, I can't think of anything to do here. I will go outside, take a look at the tunnel. I was hoping for a lot more security doors, if I'm being honest. Let's do that. See more boxes here, but I mean... I can see more boxes there because we're getting further in now. Shit, that is a long-term project and a half. Alright, what is this damn safe combination? I want to know because if I get that, there should be a gem inside that safe along with a red letter. And the gem will pay for the cost of the room, given that the drawing room is 1 gem to make. What am I missing? It is not the number of paintings because we get 6s and 9s. Or we get 6s rather. It is not the number of people in the painting because we get 9s. Gates, gates, and more gates, yeah. Again, I'm thinking about how many there are on each wall. That these are independent numbers. That could be a serious misassumption on my part. Like on this wall here, I see... Like I see the lefts and rights. We see some of them facing left here, and some of them facing right. We're all facing left here, but the lady there is... Are they cancelling each other out? Like thinking about a safe dial, you dial it left, you dial it right. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 facing left, and then a left and a right, so they cancel each other out, so that would be 5. You see 3 facing left there, and then 1 facing right there, that's 2. That's very similar to what I've been figuring out so far using my other methods. And on the right there we have 4 facing right and 4 facing left. So what's that? 0, 5, 2, 0. Am I close? Not anymore. Fuck. What if we count the children? Let's try counting the children again. I get 9 on this wall if I count the children, not counting left or right. If I remove that, count that as 1, it brings it down to 7. The issue I've got is we've been told not to use 7s, 6s or 9s on the safe codes. Is that a lie though? 9. 9, 6. Nine. That's not even a date. What am I missing? I thought I had it earlier just counting the numbers, but the thing is if I count the numbers of small gates here, I get 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep missing her. Zero, 7, 4. The thing is, if these are dates, then 2 of the numbers have to be small. I think. The first number of a date has to be a small number. Like a month has to be a small number, it has to be a 0 or 1. That could be the 0, for example. And then the number of the day has to be either 0, 1, 2, or 3. I've got no idea what this could be. I mean, I've counted them multiple times. I've tried counting that one as a singular entity. 052. The best I've got is 052 something. But I've tried a couple of combinations there and nothing seems to be working. What the hell am I missing? That doesn't tell me anything that I don't already know. Unless you're telling me to look at the horses. Wouldn't that be a delightful little troll? 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 1. Why can't I count, chat? 0, 3, 2. Am I counting this correctly? 0, 3, 2, 1. 1 there. 1 there, 1 there. 1 there, 1 there. Am I guessing hotter or colder here? Count differently. Yeah, I've got no idea. I'll accept the hints on this one because I have no fucking clue. Telling me to count differently, like thinking about these people taking gates. I mean, unless the women don't count, maybe. In which case it will be 0, 5, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And can't over 7. I've rambled the problem. I don't fucking know. If we count small gates, so we're counting small steps, that to me looks like a step to me unless we're not counting it. One wall, one number is your mistake. I've got no idea what it is. A gate is a step, correct? What is a gate? What is a gate? A gate refers to a person's particular manner, style. That's an AI overview. 1 moment. Gait is defined as the walking pattern in humans. It can be a walk, a jog, or a run, so we're looking for small steps. That to me is very clear, small steps. We see on these walls we see 7 people here taking small steps. I don't believe there's any appreciable difference in the horses here between a gallop and a slow trot or something. Like these are long steps, and that's a leap. So immediately I see this, I see the number 7, and I think it's wrong. Can I see your written notes again on the counts? Sure. 1 moment. Hey.net, where are you? That's what I wrote here. I was looking at the difference between the left and the right. There's 2 on the first wall, which you can't see right now because my notes are up. And then looking on the remaining walls, I do not see any more men walking left, except for the 3 which are in a triple like Ray OBS. Like this. We see that, and that. So we see a triplet of 3 men walking left, and we see 2 walking to the right. Correction. We see 2 more walking to the left here. We see that one walking to the left, that one walking to the left, and then we see 3 triplets. 1, 2, and 3. That gives me 11 men, maybe 5. I don't know. The right-facing men ignore direction. Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Ah, okay, hang on. You say ignore direction, but I can't at the moment because of how I figured this out. Bear with me. One, two, three, four. I see 4 individual men walking that way, so maybe that means that the total number of men we have is 15. And left-facing women and right-facing women is 4. Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. The number of women make up the month, the number of men make up the days. Hope that wasn't too much of a hint. Trying to read the room. No, that wasn't really a hint. I was still confused. When he said ignore direction, it's like, yep, okay, maybe that helps me, but I was looking at each wall thinking each wall was a number, like that was a 0, that'll be a 9 or something. But you didn't say anything, or no one led me towards counting the number of men and counting the number of women, so yeah. Ralphine, you solved it a different way? I would love to hear it. So I've got no idea. We can pay for the cost of this room though. Alright, letter 6. I think I'll just screenshot all this before we go any further. Okay, that's done. I don't believe we'll get anything from the magnifying glass here, but let me take a very quick look. No, you just saying ignore direction, that was definitely helpful, but it wasn't a hint to help me solve that, I think. Plus, I mean, I wasn't close earlier, but I went down the direction path because I didn't know what else to do. Shaki didn't know there were 2 answers. What? Did it also open it with 1504? I don't know. April 15. Dearest Mary, I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you may not have been ready for. It's cruel the way time rips through our lives, leaving them barren and fruitless like wind-scarred plains. Throughout this all, I know your principal concern has always been Simon. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realise that fact. Everyone who knows you understands this. I'm not reading properly because I'm tired and I'm sick. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. A child should never suffer the what is that word? Iniquity? Iniquity. What does that word even mean? Gross injustice and wickedness. A wicked act or thing is sin. Huh. So maybe Herbert knows that our mother's up to no good. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining the worst case scenarios. Not because I think such an outcome is likely. No, Mary, I have few apprehensions and fewer fears. Assuming everything goes according to plan, you should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday. Did that happen, I wonder? And while 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I've always heard the days pass by more quickly in the East. 2 years? Are you saying you're going to get in prison for 2 years? As for me and you, I've already come to terms that our meeting yesterday was very likely our last. I am too old and too stubborn to ever leave this place. I am too attached to the home our family has built up, room by room. Yes, I have a strong premonition I'll be buried in red soil under red flags, a compromise I know you yourself would never accept. It's been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. Your mother and I, that's Clara, spoke of little else during your school days. I know she'd feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now to see you following in your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifices he did. Farewell, my marigold, we may yet meet again. Your Uncle Herbert. Alright. I don't think I need to do anything else here, I can just call it a day. Well, let's do so. I'll do one more run. Let me just make sure that I don't have a Hitman video going up tomorrow because I've got this going up instead. More shop rooms, but not the one I want. More shop rooms, really? You're casting the aquarium. Come on, game. Unfortunately, we do not get a package today because we didn't find the mail room. Right. I'll live a little and go for the tomb. I want that upgrade disc, damn it. Shaki recommends the dice, which is actually a really good call because there's only 8 or 9 options out here. Yep, Shaki says, I'd wait for dices. Unfortunately, we don't get to wait for you. Alright, so we've got the dices, as you were saying, Shaki. Let's go grab the diary key as well. I'd love to get up there and craft her Ladeship's chamber if I can. But that's very RNG based. So this is our grandmother. Breaking into her particular diary. I should have gone for the commissary. We go for that. Those can all stay pretty much where they are, although I want that to be rarer. I don't think that's a good room. Might make that standard. Do I remember how to spawn it? Yep, I'm going up the wrong side, aren't I? Try and stay away from the west wing. Shovel would be nice. No. Alright, so it cost me 1 gem to do that, but I get the gem back immediately. Like so. Security. What's next? The closets. None of those are great, if I'm being blunt. I assume adjoined means that it's directly connected to and not, you know, next to on the floor plan without an adjoining door. I'm thinking hallway. If I'm doing a bedroom, if I'm doing a bedroom with 2 doors, then basically I'm doing that because I want to keep the run alive. Go for hallway. But no confidence about using red rooms. Do I want the key card or not? Definitely want to disable power for sure, but don't know if I want to adjust the key card or not. Might leave it where it is for now. Yeah, I'm going to guess that means he's likely already reached room 46 then. I knew he'd pull it off, I just knew it. Congratulations, Simon. Kimberly Thompson, we barely know you. Randolph. Kimberly, I can't confirm with any certainty that he's reached room 46 yet, but from the activity I can see on the network, I'd be very surprised if he hasn't. So congratulations are in order from me as well, Simon. I too knew you would pull it off. What am I doing? That's... That'd be really nice if I could get the classroom run going. I might go with that. That's probably not a good call, but I do want to try and get the armory and whatever else. If I see the commissary, I need to go for that as well. Hell. Let's go with that. More car keys. Let's do some math. Really? Okay. There's a lot of zeros involved there. Don't have a sledgehammer, let's not go in there yet. Still want to be too tempted to burn those keys, yes, if I can avoid it. Here's some keys. Hell, I missed that one as well. Alright, so we've got to go for that, I guess. I go that way. Let's go north from the pool. I don't know if I need to enter this room to get the bonus with the antechamber, or whether I can just draft it. I've got 4 keys, let's burn one. Helpful. The kennel is probably the most helpful here, although if we get a security door on the far side, it's not going to matter. Let me just pat the dog. Get to pat 2 dogs in here. This game ever. That unlocks that door. I prefer to go for the parlor, even though I know the rumpus room is useful. Gems in a black box. This is not an empty box. Empty box is about... Okay, true. Gems in a black box, true. This is not an empty box, that's true. Which means this must be false. The empty boxes are both true. Can you pat that dog? You can absolutely pat the dog, Shucky. Let's go back into the previous room and give it a pat. Fuck. Gems in a black box, I'd say that's true. This is not an empty box, that's also true. The empty boxes are both true. Let's say it's false. So the empty boxes are both true, that's a false statement. What does that imply? Do I need to figure out what it's implying, or can I just ignore it? I don't know. Let's pretend that's false. The gems in the black box, that's false. This is not an empty box, that's false, which means that's true, the gems are in there. But those contradict each other, so that cannot be false, that has to be true. Is that correct? Gems in the black box, true. This is not an empty box, true. True or false, that one's weird. But if I say this one's false, the gems in the black box, that's false. So the gems are not in the black box. This is not an empty box. Wait. Like I just confused myself. The gems in the black box, false. So they're not in the black box. This is not an empty box. That's... I'm tired. If that's true, then gems are in there. But we've been told that the gems are not in the black box. So that's false. Which means this one is true. The empty boxes are both true, but there's only one. I reckon they're in the black box. Good. I'll do the gym. Not going that way. Any chance I can get her ladyship's chamber? Pretty please. That's pointless going for it this late. God damn it, game. I don't know whether there's going to be a need to draft its from the secret garden or not. This run's basically over. That's only 7. There's something here, which is very close nearby. It's in the room there. Never mind, we can't get there. Alright, so I've learned nothing. I'm not going to go that way in the hope that I can maybe... I'd have to twist around from the foundation, and that's really hard given that I don't have a key card. Shaggy, I'm patting the dog for you. Doggo has been passed. Anything nice in here? The only thing I could maybe do is go north from the den to try and get the... Yeah, at this point I can only go back to the dining room perhaps. I'm going to have to say nuts to the ladyship's chamber. I don't want to give up the electromagnets, even though I think it's easy to craft. I've had a lot of problems crafting items lately. But it means that I can't get into her ladyship's chamber on this run. That cannot happen. Secret garden is actually very helpful. That is, if I can survive long enough to get there. It's looking very unlikely. The weights room will get me inside, I guess, but that's about it. Actually, the greenhouse can get me inside as well. I've got the broken levers, so if I see the greenhouse, I can go for it and then come back here and get the allowance. Alright, I've got to go all the way back now. And see if I can try salvaging something out of this run. Got plenty of steps at least. And that's a showroom, isn't it? Yeah. So at the risk of not knowing how to count, where is the 4th item? +1, never mind, I can't count. I thought that said +2, not +1. Okay, whatever. It's nowhere near as powerful as I thought it would be. Go through the hallway here. I've only got one key. The Armory, weapons and armor for sale. The Armory, stone chamber fitted with ancient weapons and armor from the Second Era. This room appears to predate almost every other room in the house directory, and may in fact be an authentic floor plan from one of the lost strongholds of Verinda Ares. It's gold and black. It's a black print. There it is. It's a nice room. To be expected, I guess. Knight's Shield. Once per day while drafting, you can equip Knight's Shield to ignore the negative effect of any one red room. And that's relatively cheap. That's kind of cool. The axe. You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently Wow. I assume you can only use that once. I would not know what to do with that. Morningstar can knock the locks off chests and trunks. Oh, so that's a sledgehammer. Tomorrow morning gain 1 star. Yes, please. Anything else in here? I could start a fire in there. Can I grab a torch? Here's the anvil. Okay, well, I'm not sure if these are always going to be the items that show up in here or not, but that's huge. Let me grab that. I don't know what I'd use that for. Maybe the throne room? The trophy room and the throne room have the biggest costs, and the trophy room in particular, if I decrease the rarity of that, and if I remove the gem cost, that's 8 gems. Well, that's worth thinking about, I guess. Okay, I'm getting looped back here. Can you give me a frigging... That will do. Although I would have loved to have just seen how the Knight's Shield worked. Do I want to come Kano on the Eastages? Sure. If the axe is a one and done deal, then I need to give that some serious thought. And potentially back up my save. I'll go for the... What are we even trying to do here? I found the armory. I would love the waste room. 3 axes total in the entire game. Not going to guess it. I wanted the weight room. So I'm not going to get that. 3 axes in the entire game, so yeah. I'm guessing the strat there is to remove the gem costs from the rooms that cost the most. Which would be the throne. And the trophy room. Like, let's make that into a common room using the conservatory and I remove the gem cost. If we see that early, that's 8 gems. That's massive. That's worth doing, I think, just out of principle. I don't know what else is going to show up, but that seems like a good idea to me. Alright, looking at time, 3 hours. I think I've got enough for me to do one more run, and then I'll call it quits for tonight. I'm still sick. I want to try and actually get some work done tomorrow because I didn't get much done today. I do have a public holiday tomorrow, but I do want to try and get some work done if possible. Yeah, look at this. We can go so much further into the tunnel now. To the point where there's some ominous music playing down there, so... there's going to be something in there, I think. Just not sure what. Fortunately, I didn't reach the antechamber. I did not get my +2 allowance. Not particularly looking for the tomb right now. Yeah, I think if I see that axe again, what I will do is I will spend it on the trophy room. There are 3 axes in the total game, then I'm not sure what to spend the rest on, but the trophy room I think is a good idea, and if I get the conservatory to decrease its rarity, that will potentially be massive. Alright, let's try and get smart. I don't believe I need to go in there. This is probably a bad idea though, and I know it. I feel today has been a success. That first run was massive. I've got 2 additional trophies here. And I don't think I'm that far away from Logical Trophy, which is the parlor games. Alright, we don't have her ladyship's key. And this was a mistake because I don't have the magnifying glass. Shit. Hopefully I don't need to magnify any of this. I'm not seeing anything significant there apart from those pictures. It's December 24th. Just going to take screenshots of this. And I'll try reading this, but honestly, I don't know if I can or not. I'm very tired. I can barely speak. So, the history of Arindia, Ajera to Araja, Caleb Manning. This is the uncensored version of the book. Foreword. Arindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Horses. Though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen, its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Arindians. Yet, we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Sorry, just bear with me a moment, I just want to check something. Yep, that's fine. Just making sure YouTube is good. Alright. 1. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Arindia whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known, before his coronation, as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had one aim: expansion. Territory spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Arindia could be seen flustering in every hamlet and hostelry along every thoroughfare, from Oris all the way down to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. Hopefully I don't need to magnify that castle. Second era. It was the fourth king of Arindia who split this vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Arinda Ares, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Arinda. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed but a good deal more vast than the elder brother's loss. We saw the stamps, we saw these storms on the stamp in the mail room. If we can find anything about his transportation method, then maybe we can solve the sigil downstairs. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Iraja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Third era. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern shores of Iraja. I think we have our answer because Arindia and Iraja use railways. Maybe Arch Ares does too. Okay, I can test that. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. The fourth era. Yep, we heard about this guy. As the kingdom of Arinda Ares entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desilet III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who was often seen among the people eating, drinking and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the course, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Desilet was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the Assisi welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet, not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or as I have been instructed to say, the Grand Sissi of Fen. So this was where Fen Ares took over. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desilet III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, do I need to write that down? I think I might. That may be an important date. What is that? 1006. I'll write that down later. The self-proclaimed Prince Leeson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters due to the fact that Desilet IV shared his father's good name but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a censer of splendour I can't read, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbours. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Leeson to form a formidable army. Together, They leveraged their political influence and favours to persuade the nearby realms of Arch, Ares and Nuance to join their cause. Alright, so we've seen the map now, so I understand that. Basically, Arinda's in the middle, and the surrounding nations are, joining in. However, even with the tide turning in their favour, victory did not come easily. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and Saul buried one in every 3 men, we read that, and Sleason himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honour of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Thinking about what our mother's doing, or what she did. She was a loyalist for Arinda. Arinda, Ares, whatever. The current era today, the realms inherited by 3 Fen Ares, Arch Ares and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, I've lost where I was. So do our hopes for a common future, a future where we are not defined by the colours of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we call home. But this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, of our children, blah, 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 blah. This land, after all that has happened, still Arindia. This land is still Arindia. Alright, that's interesting background lore. I think potentially the only thing we've learned is that Arch Ares also had a railway system. Which means I could potentially unlock the sigil downstairs. I don't know what sort of society they had, but I can probably brute force that. 37 parlors solved. Getting really close. If there are 16 upgrade discs, there are 4 to go. Still got to find 4 letters and 2 sanctum keys. There were some really good choices there. Really? I thought it was going to take me down. If that was a mistake, I should have checked that. I need the gems. I need to not fuck this up. The gems are not in the box of the true statement. If that's true, then they're in a false box. If that's false, then they're in the box of the true statement. That makes sense. Statement on the blue box is as true as this. Okay, those are identical. Statement on the blue box is as true as the statement. If that's true, then that's true. Then that's true. Correct? The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. If that is true, the gems are not in the box with a true statement, then that's true as well. But that means that's true as well, which means all 3 are true. That can't be the case. This has to be false. That's false. Therefore, that's true. And that's true, therefore the gems are here. Good. 38. Not great. I have very few keys to work with. And very few gems. Not looking good. God damn it. I'm not upset about that though, because I've already decided to try and go for the classrooms on this run just to try and see a few more grades. I've got to sort of commit to that early, I guess. We craft the schoolhouse outside and then we're going to go for it. It's going to loop me back in, that's fine. Okay, so I do actually want to take some... Do I need them? I really don't need the screenshots here, but I do want to just take a screenshot of this. I mean, this is not hard. Maybe there's something there with the lab, but I'm not sure. If I can get into the lab again and look at the periodic table and those numbers, I would love to take another look. Yep, billiard room. I could do some redrawing there, but it's fine. Give me some keys, please. Nani? A negative number's a thing? Yes, they are. Shit. Yes, I'll do that. We can re-roll. I did not have the magnifying glass, so I can't look at the... That's unfortunate. It doesn't say what grade it is on the blueprint here. I find a... Don't know if that's worth screenshotting, but I might. Yep, we'll go with that. I do want to spend my money before I lose it. Speaking of the magnifying glass, let's go back to the room where we just were. I burn a step, but it's fine. So... There's potentially a lot here, and... Like, I mean, look at this. I see all the symbols of the various countries around here. I guess that's the South key, I guess, is the South Pole. This is probably something I won't write down, but I'll need to make a recording of it. Oh, look at that. 17462835. I wonder if that's going to be relevant in room 46. Like we see paths there going from place to place. Weird imagery. A lady not wearing totally much, chained to two animals, a bat and a bird. Yeah, I think to finish today, regardless of how this run ends, I'll go downstairs and see if I can unlock the Archery sigil. I feel that's something I might be able to do. Is there anything else I want to magnify here? Yeah, I suspect there's something here, but I don't know how to interpret it. The outer circle to stars. The angels. Eclipse and is clips? Eclipse, so the motions of the planets, the moon, whatever else, obscuring the sun. The rogue moon, the devoted moon. That's our world there. Seeker assigned, so this looks interesting. We've basically got the 7 realms. 10 areas is missing, and they're all connected to Karakia, or however you pronounce that fucking word. It does mention 3rd era here, and I was thinking actual 3rd era, because if so, then yeah, it's called Arinda Ares here, but the grades are being marked as if this is called Fen Ares. Which is why the teacher wrote, so I hope this isn't a political statement when someone mislabeled us. Or labelled us rather with the old name. Alright, well I'm not seeing much of interest here. That telescope though. I will say this, regardless of if there's any clues in here or not, or I'm just wasting my time, this is really nice art. Gorgeous stuff. Alright, what was I doing? That's right, I was trying to keep the run alive. Don't have a shovel. I'll go with that, but we could end very shortly. All we need is one security door and that's it. Alright, what were you folks doing in grade 5? Arts prompt directions. Draw 2 things that share all but one letter of their name. Okay, we know all about that. Right, but these look new. Lock, pilots, plane, frame. No, plane, pane, house, hose, stage, stag. Does that spell anything up there? So clock, lock, C, plane, pane, CL, house, hose, CLU, stage, stag. That spells clue. The missing letter spell clue here, CLUE. And that feels terribly unhelpful. So I don't understand why they're only drawing one thing here. Draw two things that share all but one letter of their name. So they're drawing, or they're replicating that, but then what are they doing? Spelling incorrect? Get an F. Holy shit, Josh. Also, that is not 5th grade writing, just saying. Or 5th grade artwork. Acorn, corn. Robots and roots. What is that supposed to indicate? Teeth and two? Yeah, TOO, TOOF. So, on these other ones, the missing letter is an A. Acorn and corn, an A is missing, so they get an A. On this one, robos and roots, I assume that's what it's supposed to mean, that's a root. Robos and roots, they get a B. For this one, they have two, which is TOO, and a tooth, TOOF. They get an F for us. That's very cute. What does that say? Crown and crow? New? Does it say new clue? Boats and bats? No, it doesn't. Crown and crow. So the missing letter is N. Boats and bats. The missing letter is O. Stage and, oh, what is that? I've forgotten. Give me a minute. Where's my notes? I'll have it written down somewhere. Stage and sage. So that says not. Not clue? Really? Alright, so apparently this is not a clue. I've learned nothing in grade 5. I want something better than that. By that I mean we'll go with that. Grade 6 astronomy. I think. Someone turn the lights on here, please. Oh no. Okay. Who was the first crowned ruler of Fenares? Which city in Fenares is named after a historical figure? How many sons did the 4th king of Orn do you have? How long did the War of the 5th era last? Which realm did not ally with Fenares during the war? I think we know that. That was Araja. Archerism nuance joined in. What flag was forbidden to be flown at full staff after the war? I'd say it was the black flag. Based on what we just read. Just looking at the emblem in the background, that's Fen Aries. The railroad. I wonder if there's anything in these slides that I need to see. Not that I see right now. We've read the history book, so I should be able to code most of this myself, but let's go screenshot these. I'll probably solve this at the start of the next stream, whenever that is. I need to do some work to prep for it. Like this one here, 406, which realm did not ally with Fen Aries during the war? We know that Arch-Aries allied, so that answer has to be wrong, and General Teskin is not a name that I recognise, so Reddington must be named after a historical figure. Fourth King of India possibly had, I'm sorry, 3D 60 and 6? Christ. Also, did I actually screenshot that one? I'll find out later. I've taken 2 screenshots if so. Well, let's grab that one. Alright. I should be able to keep this run alive through the power of the silver key. And rolling a bunch of dice. $35, you know what? I don't mind that. I'm okay with that. I think that's actually a good choice. Sounds crazy, I know, but I pull that, so that gives me a path to the antechamber. Let's go for the secret garden. That's going to spread fruit throughout the rooms we've been in previously, so I can go back to, well, it's basically a one-way path back, so that's not a good choice. I would dearly love a keycard now, game. I can use this to open all the antechamber doors. That's assuming I get there, which is unlikely because I've only got 3 keys and 0 keycards. I need some gems though. I need to go south. It's probably going to give me her ladyship's chamber because the game hates me. Let's open this one up as well. So all the doors to the antechamber are now unlocked. Oh wow, I'm off the map there. Makes sense, I guess. That's not helpful and I know it. Gems. Huge. Enormous. That's potentially saved the run for a bit. The observatory is just going to take me to the next room and it will consume a gem, so let's not go for that. That's a problem. I'll go for the boiler just so I can do one of the dark rooms. I can actually push power into there through the weight room. That doesn't really help me, does it? I don't like this, but I'm going to go for it. But I just don't want to burn too many of my gems. Yeah, look at that. That's powered, but if I walk in there, the fuse is going to blow. All of those doors are locked. May as well do that and get a furnace. No, it's okay. So, is anything useful here? Didn't mean to do that. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. That's so I can get a key and lose a couple of steps, so I don't think that's a bad trade-off. This sucks. I'll go with that and hope that it's a classroom. It's not, and that cuts me off from the other side unless I can go through the antechamber, which is possible, to be clear. I get a key, yay, go me, awesome, unbelievable. So at this point I've got to go through the archives and hope that we get a room that feeds us into the Foundation. I'm not going to get it. Let's go to the lab. I'm out of gems. It's either that or remove crates, and I've removed enough crates for today. That'll give me something to work towards. Let's go for the kennel. At the dogs. Good doggos. Right, I'm out of keys, and I've got no gems. If I see a... Yep, it's over. It's all over. I can double my gems. Awesome. I was hoping it would actually give me gems in here, but no. So I could maybe go downstairs into the Foundation and try making some classrooms, but the thing is I have no gems. Which means, sadly, I think this run is over. I'm not done though, because I want to go back and firstly pat the dog, but secondly I want to go and see if we have apples in the previous rooms, due to the whole... Wait, how do I spread gems? That's the Passio, that doesn't help me. Sorry, just thinking out loud. The secret garden put apples throughout the house, which is why I went for that. It's either that or remove crates, and honestly I've removed enough crates for tonight. So unfortunately I can't get into the antechamber, but that's fine. Let's just see if we can find some apples around this house. But a gem or two would be very nice, just saying. Yeah, that's why I thought the weights room was not a terrible call. Three siblings. The fourth king of Arindia who split his three realms. Was that the person who was being questioned on the quiz, the fourth king? If so, then that's our answer. What is going on with the images here? They are really flaky, which makes me think that this is not going to be something that I need to do. Right, this book's flickering in and out of existence, so I don't think that's anything at all. At least I hope it's not. I think that might be it for the apples. We're at 38 parlour games. We're very close to that trophy as well. I'm feeling up, so I'll play some more of this tomorrow night and we should be able to grind that one out. So yeah, if I see the armory again, I think what I'll do is I'll strip the cost from the trophy room, and then it's a case of finding it in the conservatory and making it common. That would be 8 gems at the very start of a run, potentially, in a room with an L shape. And that could make such a massive difference. It is hard to comprehend. Okay, I think we're done here. Well, let's go downstairs. I'm going to go down into the sanctuary and see if Shaki, you axed the trophy here. Great minds think alike. Mind you, so do small ones. Let's go downstairs and try the sanctum. Then I'll go up through the foundation and see if we can go down from there and try and keep the run going. So the book that we read mentioned that Archeries had a railway system. Let's try unlocking this sigil. I don't know what sort of society it is. So we can probably brute force that. Shaki, great minds think alike, fools really differ. Indeed, wise words. Dark Matter, how are you doing, dude? Hope you're doing well. Coming in towards the end of a long stream. Well, by my standards it's long, but I'm tired, exhausted, and I don't feel well, so yeah. So we had 7 realms on the map, but Arinda was subjugated by Fianaries. What am I doing here? Let's take a look at these two. So that one is Rakia, or whatever it's called. Just taking a look at my notes. That one is Karakia, which we knew. Doing okay for now. That sounds ominous. Hope everything's going okay, dude. And that one is... that one's Morajai. We have heard a lot about that place, although we don't know what exactly it entails, like what sort of society they had or whatever have you. This is Archeries. So we know the colour is yellow. Just going to bring up my Realm and Rune notes. We know the weather is stormy. And we know they had a railway system. So that's the arch, or the colour. That is the society. That doesn't help me. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but that's fine. That's the ray and that's the transportation. So let me hit that. So we want some three-way path there, train system, locomotion. We want storm. And we want yellow there. We don't know what sort of society they had. We don't know what the modes are, so hopefully I can brute force that. Where even is it? Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. It's kind of hard to make out, but it is that. So we're looking for train system like that. We're looking for jagged lines. Wow, okay, I can brute force that easily. Assuming, of course, that this is correct. That's 4. So what was that? They had an industrial society. I think it is intended that you can brute force a solution like that. Like it gives you a couple of things, but not everything. And just wondering, can I see those flags from here? That's a thought. Excuse me. Alright, puzzle box time. Archeries was the very first realm to introduce a new colour to the traditional monochromatic tiles of the box. Given the number of ship routes and trade relationships between the two realms, this is not surprising. Increasingly, the variation itself was based on the brass compasses manufactured in archeries that were often traded to sailors in exchange for the valued Moragi puzzle boxes. When yellow tiles are pressed, they move north. Okay. I know what I want to do, I'm just not sure how to do it. I know exactly what I want to do, I just don't know how to do it. That's where I just was. Problem is I can't move that along, I can only move it diagonally like this. Okay, that's it, I'm done. Right, I'm not sure how I pull that off, but I'll take it. Alright, let me try and read this, even though I can't read. The first city of steel. Yeah, okay, I can see industry there, I guess. Again, the postmarks, the dates. I assume that's going to be how we solve the map in room 46. Renabum Arch Ares, we arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realise how much more convenience it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Arch Ares is a destination with which I am well acquainted, having travelled here countless times on business for Cinco. This time, however, I will avoid familiar towns and factories and will instead trek along the northern coast, an area with which I am wholly unfamiliar. Herbers. So yeah, it talks about sailing there. You think maybe he's sailing from Morajai, but then he says, it made me realise how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north, implying that they don't go north anymore and he had to sail north instead from either Fen/Arinda or from Miraja or Nuance perhaps. That is a puzzle we'll need to solve another time. I need to get the Sanctum keys first. No clue what the dial lock may be. Through there, none. I do not have a shovel, and if this door is locked, then we're done. Yep, just like that. Is there anything else I can do? I don't think so. Every path is blocked and we have nowhere to go from here, so what I can do is end in the planetarium to get a few more stars. I don't know whether the cap is 99 or not, but I'm suspecting it might be, because if we get to 99, that's basically the inkwell and everything else leading up to the inkwell. And if that's the case, then I consider it okay to start burning stars on rooms and whatnot. Just seeing which way I'm going. One-way path to the south of the antechamber. Alright, so next time I've got a few screenshots to look at and sort out, both from tonight and the previous stream. Next time, I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I'll definitely start by solving the history test here. There's still 3 more classrooms that I need to get through. The problem with the classroom run is that we're spending a lot of gems on each room, and they are L-shaped rooms. I wish they weren't, but I've got to work with that, I guess. Right, lights out, let's get up to 60 stars and we'll call it a day, and I'll call an into the stream here, I think. That first run, though, was incredibly productive. Academic campus. I'm not sure why things are listed twice there. 6 classrooms, library, dormitory. That's weird. That first run, we got Vault 304, Deposit Box 304 open. We got the remaining 2 contraptions. We got enough money to buy at the showroom, which was just astonishing. And after that, I'm not sure what else we did. We just unlocked archery, so we got 4 down the bottom now, 4 realms. I have replaced the master key and the code check with the electromagnet. Our allowance has gone up to 52. We have 60 stars. And we got a few upgrade discs. We got the one inside the tomb, and there was another one in, I've already forgotten where. Where was it? It was in the vault, Deposit Box 304, and as Shaki has just said in chat, we also got the safe in the drawing room open. Which means that room basically pays for itself. Costs 1 gem to get in there, and then it costs, well, we get that gem back from the safe. And I've also seen the armory now, so that is done. Right. The only room we're missing from the main directory is room 8, which is a puzzle room, according to what we read in the security log. The armory could be used to strip gem costs from any room, which honestly is astonishing. Like you see rooms here with 3 gems and 3 gems there and wherever else. So I mean, there's this room here, the trophy room. The reward for entering that room is 8 gems. If I strip the cost off that, it goes from plus 3 gems to plus 8 gems. And if I can get to the conservatory and make that room common, which I think I've seen, but I've passed on it rather, then that could potentially give me 8 gems at the start of a run, which, holy Christ, that's huge. The only other room which I've seen which has a lot of gems, apart from, say, the foyer or oyster, is this thing here. If I remove the cost from that, that is basically a quick and easy way that we can access room 46. That is the north door to the antechamber. And we also know that the diary key is down here. I need to get it on a run, preferably with some dice. And then we need to go and make her ladyship's chamber, which is kind of hard to do. I tried to do it and I failed miserably, but we've learned a lot today, I think. And we've also removed a bunch of crates from here, which... how many are there? I can almost see a light at the end of the tunnel there, but I mean... like just here, there's 8. Not counting the ones stacked on here. That's going to be a long-term project, but I feel like there's going to be something there for certain, but I don't know what it's going to be. Alright, so I want to keep playing this, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to play. I've bought Hades 2, I want to play that, I want to stream that, I want to record that for YouTube. And I also want to finish off the RE9 recording once I'm feeling better. And I need to finish off the Quest for Glory editing and recording, which is not going well. I've got some audio problems on that game, but we'll see how we go, I guess. And I also want to keep playing this. There's just too many games to play, and I've still got to do my job on top of that, so... yeah. Fun times, I guess, but I'll get through it. Alright, YouTube, farewell as always. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, great night, or whatever it is in your part of the world. And I should be back online with some more blueprints, hopefully tomorrow night. But I'll see how I'm feeling. I'll see you then.